Hello guys, today we'll be making a chair. Chair looks like that. And yeah, let's make it. I'm making this tutorial like third time because first time it was too unprecise, second time it was too precise, and third time the charm, as they say. So first, the settings. What settings I'm using? The key map is Blender 2.7x, and from add-ons we'll use it's a Pi menu, add-on, a native add-on. Those three we'll be using. Okay, and the second thing is, what is the second thing? Oh, the second thing is the modifier tools. And so the Pi menus are all those things like here as a Pi menu, and the modifier stack will appear in the modifiers tab if you have a modifier here. Those are useful, those tools are useful if you have like two objects and you want to apply in all of them, and if you want to turn them off, now you will see. You can delete them as well. That's a useful thing, so check those two if you want to follow along. And I think that's it. I have screen keys so you can see what I'm doing. And about the operations, if I'm doing any operations, you will see just what key enabled the operation, but you won't see like I'm pressing X. You don't see that, but you will see X. You see here global X. So, and the value now 2.5. So you can see it and you can follow very precisely if you want. So yeah, that's it for the intro. If you have a default scene and things in it, just AA and just delete everything. So yeah, we'll start from UV sphere and make it a bit more low poly so it will be easier to edit. And so 16 by 8. And now let's make a front of the chair by deleting this part. X faces, and with Alt we can select this, S on the Y, flatten it. What we do now we want to smooth it out. That's great, and one thing we need to do is get the right proportions because it's like 2 meters, so you could like stay in it. So the proportions are 0.9 from side to side. Here I have no idea, it's just 0.5 like that, so it's it was a meter here, now it's half a meter from here to here. Yeah. And on the z-axis it will be 1.1. Now it's still as a scale applied to the object, not to the mesh, so we'll just apply it, Control A and scale. So now the mesh is modified, not the object. So let's move it upwards so it won't stay in the ground. It will be 0.7 on the z-axis. Yeah, that's just about right. Let's add a thickness. We will add thickness by using a solidify modifier. We'll use even thickness to make the thickness even. And the thickness of it is 0.025, and that means 2.5 centimeters in our case. And now the chair has outer and inner shell, so we will duplicate it. And to move it inwards, we will use offset. As you see now, it's -1, means it goes on the negative side of the normals. But the thing is, it's not bound just from -1 to +1. We can write -3. And if I will now enable wireframe, you can see they sit perfectly together. So yeah, that's it. Let's change the color of it. We will not use materials, so to change the color without the materials, we will here the viewport shading select color object, and in the object properties here viewport display saturation to 1 and 0.515. That should be okay. Yeah, so the color is okay. Now let's apply those modifiers because we will need to edit the mesh. So we select both objects and apply the modifiers. Now here, now we will round those surfaces here. So select both objects and we'll add 2 loop cuts, right click or escape to make it at the center. Now select both with Alt and Shift, and G on the Y will be 0.015 on the minus, so okay. And let's add subdivision surface modifier, and to do so we have 2 ways. One is by a shortcut control, and you press a key from 1 to 5, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a here we will see that value will change. That's a shortcut for that, and that's a quick way to do it, to add it to multiple objects, because as you can see it's added to all selected objects. The second way is just manually adding it. You can and change the value to the correct one you want and copy modifier. And that's slower, so we can just select Ctrl 2 and yeah. Okay, now let's select them both and rotate, because the chair is rotated by 30 degrees. Yeah, that's just about right. We can save our file. And now let's add a leg. So Ctrl 7, go under face select mode, and with the left mouse button or with B, you can just select. Left mouse button is in this case just fine, like a selection like in Windows. Yeah, so view from the side through the Z-axis -0.05, and now we need to just extrude it again, the Z, and make it lay flat. So how we do so? One way is scale it on the Z, and here and the properties bar you can just write 0 and that will work. But there is other way. We can change the pivot point to the 3D cursor and scale on the Z-axis to 0. Okay, now let's make it sharp. To do so, we'll select boundary loops, and just Shift E, make it sharp. But as you can see, even if it is sharp, the smooth still makes it look smooth. So to change that, you go to mesh properties and normals, how to smooth, and that works, except it cuts here as well. So we just change the angle so it fits our needs. In this case it be like 85. Okay, and that does not work. Oh, maybe it needs to be like 3. Yeah, Ctrl 3. So let's make it go further so we will not fall over. It will be like 0.125. We will also move this part on y minus 115, so it's wider in this axis, in this direction as well, and just move it around here. Yeah, that's quite simple to do. Now the pillows. Pillows are fun. So the scale of it is 0.4 by 0.52. Apply scale, and we need to subdivide it 9 times, so it's 10 by 10, and let's move it 0.5, 0.07, yeah, on the minus. So that's one, and the second one is on the y-axis, it's 1.2 longer. You can hide this one for now. And now let's add the physics properties. So first let's make the inner shell collidable. So collision, and here in thickness, that means like the space, the distance on which the cloth will, in this case cloth and solid body, will stop, so as low as possible, and the friction as high as possible, 80 in this case, and damping that will make our cloth a little less. That will make our cloth stay put, because it likes to do wild things. So yeah, and turn off this option. It will prevent any other bugs. So yeah, call it turn on cloth. So the sub steps, 10 sub steps, and now here it's 1, except this is like 100. And here we have 20. The reverse is here, so we have 20 here and 1 here. And we can close it as well. And now collision, it's 4 sub steps, and distance is 0.005. The impulse clamping that will make cloth less buggy. So let's play animation. Perfect, it worked just fine. So we can apply it, smooth it, and first let's add solidify 0.025 as those, and the offset is 0.5 on the pass. Okay, 2. Now let's make this pillow collidable, because the second one will need to step on the first one. Okay. Alt H to unhide it. So H hide, Alt H unhide. Yeah, so tab, and now let's rotate it 85 degrees. Oh yeah, still in the wrong pillow. 80 would be actually okay. Just about right, and same stuff. So oh, we just need to move to the first frame. Left and right keys you can move between frames. Left arrow and right arrow. So 100. This you can just grab the first one and slide down, like straight down or straight up, and you can select those this way. And 20 here. 20. 1. 4.005. Impulse come back to 1. And this is what you just saw. was the effect of not sufficient amount of substeps. And that means that if cloth was given certain force vector, and it was below the surface, it needed to bounce back up, and those are just it was too much. So if you have 10, yeah, it's just right. So let's apply it and just Ctrl L, copy the modifiers and see. Wow. Yeah, as simple as that. And let's just turn off the collision. Yeah. After like 4 times I made this tutorial, and the chair even more, like double that. I think I could mass produce them.